We have the green Mordor player, Yoda. Whereas the white Isengard player, Fishy. Something is messed up with my files. And I have the feeling that I need to eventually uninstall my game and reinstall that. Because this is not right. This is not right. My textures are messed up. When will be 2v2 tournament? I don't know yet. We have no estimated time for it. But hopefully in December, maybe in January. I have no clue. It happens when it happens. Okay, so it's gonna be a 2v1 situation, of course. The Mordor Orcs, they shouldn't fight this. They shouldn't even bother fighting this. This is actually not a horrible map for Isengard, because the settlement behind the base should be in a good spot. We should be able to protect this with one single tower, which means Isengard should have at bare minimum one single settlement pretty much untouched for the entire game. There comes the Warchant from Fishy. And Yoda, for whatever reason, is choosing to defend himself, which is a big mistake. So on this map we have like hills, those small hills. You have like goblin layers on this spot. They're also protecting those two settlements. And also in the side lane you see Warg layer and also Warg layer here. So creeping is quite rewarded in this map. So when you creep, for example, with the soldiers, when you play a good faction, you can creep this with the Hobbit. And you get a level 2 soldier and additional settlement, which is pretty powerful, especially for factions like Gondor and Rohan against evil factions. I don't know. Dunedain still has to play against Thomas. So Thomas was actually around today. It's kind of odd. We are having a rough time to get Yoda and to get Thomas and also Dunedain online at the same time. But if they don't get the chance to play, then we will have to disqualify Thomas, because one of the rules in the tournament, one of the few rules we have, is also high activity. That means I think everybody who's participating in an event should be at least able to play 2-3 best of 5s in a week. And when you have no time, then you should not sign up. Okay, I mean, the Isengard has a phenomenal start into the game. There comes the Furnace, which is a mistake from Yoda. Should be going instantly for the Orc Pit number 2, because you want to creep here, right? With the second Orc Pit, you will have the chance to creep a lot. But it looks like he will not do that. There comes Gollum. Gollum against Walkers. Gollum has to disengage. Look, my pictures are messed up too. It's so odd, man. You see the aggressive stance, for example, it looks like very odd. I was downloading the Legends of the Third Age mod, and I was trying to disable that with the launcher, which comes with the Legends of the Third Age mod, but then I couldn't disable it for whatever reason. I uninstalled the mod afterwards, but it looks like some of the files are still remaining. So if you guys have any clue what I'm supposed to do to fix that, please let me know. Because I can't watch the Isengard base. It looks horrible. It looks really bad. There comes a 3 Uruk Warchant push from Fishy. It's available. Also, this icon is not looking too bad. So the Warchant icon is not horrible. Isengard has Uruk Pit number level 2 for the Berserker. So the Berserker, definitely one of the best units against the Mordor faction. They can easily deal with the Orcs. And this might be a big push. Orc Pit tower into the second tower, into the third tower. But remember, there is only one Orc Pit. That means if Fishy can manage to destroy the Orc Pit, it's gonna be pretty much like a GG situation, and there is not gonna be any presence of the Mordor faction player Yoda in this map anymore. That's why you need a second Orc Pit, a third Orc Pit. That's very important. Otherwise, you will lose map control. Uruks are stronger than your Orcs. That means for each Uruk from your opponent, you need to have at least 2-3 Orcs to outspam him from the map. And with one Orc Pit, that's not gonna be possible. And that means we have now no Orc Pit anymore for Mordor. He's also not repairing this. Walker is coming just too late. He was trying to repair, but he couldn't do it. And this is gonna be a GG situation, yeah. Yoda is gonna call it. That's gonna be it, boys. The game number 1 will be won by Fishy. I mean, Fishy is definitely a better 1v1 player. That's like for certain. Yoda is not a very active player. He plays all BFME games, and none of them really dedicated. Fishy is only a BFME 1 player. He's focusing exclusively on BFME 1, and for that reason, he's definitely in better standing. There comes a double furnace opening from Isengard. He's gonna capture this one and rush forward. This is gonna be very important settlement behind. With an Orc Pit opening, he's gonna capture those 2 settlements and also recruit Gollum. This is looking awful. I will try to fix my game after this one. In the Rise of the Witch King stream 3? I'm not certain. Maybe not. I wanted to stream today also Sauron against Shadowfax, but Sauron can't play today. And the problem is I really don't want to stream because of one series only. But that ends up happening all the time. So we have not many games left anymore. So best of 5 can be quickly done. Especially in Rise of the Witch King, best of 5 can be done in 20 minutes. Because most games are like so fast in Rise of the Witch King. I don't want to start streaming for 20 minutes. They are not GBG. What? They are not GBG. I don't know what it means actually. The Vorkam is coming to the bottom, but that is going to be the Gollum. Gollum is here for the punishment. He will be killing those workers to furnace into the Uruk pit. And Isengard was able to destroy one of the enemy settlements. But you can't destroy the second one. That's a big mistake. You cannot destroy the Orc pit. Orc pit is just too tanky. With 3500 HP level 1, it's gonna take you a while to destroy it. This one in the front has been taken down. The Orcs are all about to hit level 2. Level 2 unlocks the Bloodthirsty, not Bloodthirsty. The Black Orcs ability, which means they will passively gain more damage, which makes this 1v1 situation between Orcs and Uruks way harder for the Uruks. I mean, he will be able to deal decent amount of damage, but it's not the point. The point is not to hurt something, it's destroying effectively and taking it down. But you are wasting time too, right? You are trying to attack something, you are not sure if you can destroy it. You are wasting your time, and the time is very important. It's about speed and tempo. Every single minute which passes through is going to be favoring the Mordor faction player. Because he will get a second Orc pit like he did. He will start spamming Orcs from the 2 Orc pits all over the map. He will be able to creep, he will be able to pressure you, he will be able to scale for free into the mid to late game, and the second there is going to be a Nazgul recruited, the game is going to be basically a jail situation. You will be in a prison, you can't really leave your own side of the map before you get Lourdes level 5 or Saruman level 5, because the fear is now a big deal. 2 Orc pits, Slaughterhouse, good eco. He's going for the second Slaughterhouse. Creeping is going to be very important also for Yoda. For Fishy, I mean. The Gollum has been taken down, it's good. Gollum, Smeagol. Are matches random or can they choose? Always random. In the game number 1 it's random. In the game number 2 it's swapped. So whatever comes in the game number 1 from random against random. In our case it was Mordor against Isengard. In the game number 2 they play the same matchup, but they swap the factions. The idea behind this is to determine the better player who can win the matchup in either case. Nobuyu, okay. No problem, man. I got you, bro. I got you. Don't, judge my pronouncement. I'm sick. I mean, look, very good looking base for Mordor. It's gonna go downhill from this point on for Isengard. Again, you need to be fast, right? Every single second matters. So basically what Isengard needs is an armory. You need to go for a blade rush, but blade is not gonna be enough. You need blades and heavy armor. This means with the armory costing 1200, blades 800, and heavy armor 1000. You need to invest 3000 for your armory, blades, and heavy armor before you purchase them on your Uruks. So basically you need to spend around about 5000 to get 2 Uruks with blades and heavy armor to push forward. It's the same amount of money, but Mordor would need for a huge and full Nazgul. In order to achieve that point, you need to have a better early game unlike Mordor, And you have the same early game, or Mordor has the advantage over you, and he will have the Nazgul before you get to the point of Uruks, Forge Blades, and heavy armor. Oh, level 2, boys. Level 2 with double leadership. I plus the Tainted Land gives you damage, armor, combat experience. Berserker, still very strong. They can one-shot the Orcs. They will also slowly heal up over time when they are not fighting. But again, look what's happening. Isengard defending himself only. That's not the way you want to play against Mordor. Okay. I mean, Mordor is going for the Troll Cage. I think he's afraid of a potential Forge Blade Rush. So that's something you can also do with Mordor, right? You can go for, Troll Cage. You can even do it like this. You go for Troll Cage, build 1 Troll just to feel safe. Then you don't make any more Trolls. Then you can still save up for a Nazgul. And with the 1 Troll you recruit, You can easily defend yourself against Uruks. With the 3 in your hands, you can, have like a splash damage potential. You can hit multiple units at the same time. You can use the troll to creep. Orc layer, goblin layer. You can outpost control with the troll. The troll early game is super hard to deal with for Isengard. What is Isengard doing actually? He has enough money for loots. It's a full beast, no towers. 1 settlement, 2 settlements. In Mordor is also only 2 settlements. Mordor wasn't even creeping yet. There are still so many free settlements on the map. I mean, Goblin layer is really not challenging. Any faction can creep that with Orcs, you can do that with the Berserker. You can do that with Uruks, you can do that. But there comes the Mountain Troll. They get a Mountain Troll. Or they get a Cave Troll. Is what you would like to see. Man, this is messing me up, dude. This is not looking good, man. This textures, they are kind of horrible. Armory coming up super delete for Isengard. Yes, around about 2k in the bank. You need lords. The second you see a troll on the field, you need lords. Because the longer the game goes on, the more important and significant the damage leadership will be from lords. Industry on Mordor, Slaughterhouse is gonna grow rich now very soon. Getting more trolls recruited. With the trolls, he will be able to secure himself the settlements he has. He will be easily able to protect them. And later on, he can also creep. Control outpost. This outpost is gonna be very important. It's very close to the Isengard piece, so you can build siege for Oryx, Momo kill pen and start. Why you running? Okay, this mountain is dead. Yeah, he's dead. That's good, but now you need to buy them banner also. You need to buy them banner, my friends. Banner carrier.
I will represent the men of Gondor.
Is Isengard stronger than Mordor? It depends on the matchup. It depends on the map too, Vithpack, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. And also, right after the follow, with the primers for the first time subbing to the channel, really means a lot. Thank you very much, good sir. Thanks for the huge support.
Witpack just subscribed. Welcome to Beyond Standards crew.
Isengard is harder to play, in my opinion. Isengard is harder to play than Mordor. When you play Isengard good, when you micro well, then you can win. But it's hard, This matchup is easier to play as Mordor than Isengard. With Mordor, you can basically make like 3 orc pits and keep swimming orcs. It's not very hard to do that. Then you save up for 5,000, get a Nazgul. Another 5,000, get the second Nazgul. Another 8,000, get the Witch King. So you don't need to be Einstein to accomplish this. Isengard has to make a perfect strategy, has to execute that very nicely, make the right units. For example, these units are not the best units. Combining pikemen with crossbowmen against Mordor is just not good. Your pikemen, they don't really do much against trolls. This is not BFME 2, this is not Rise of the Witch King, this is BFME 1, in which trolls are actual trolls. The pikemen, they don't one-shot the trolls here, but your crossbowmen do. That's why you need crossbowmen. Oh my goodness, the troll enraging, going wild. He got level 2 in his passive. In his, in his zombie form. 4 power points in the bank, 5,000 almost for Fishy. Very soon we will have a Nazgul. He has even the drummer troll on the field, but he lost 2 of his 4 trolls. He was able to creep at the same time, has now the settlement number 3 under his control. That's gonna be eventually his lumber mill number 4. Isengard. No lords means, no Saruman means you have no fear resistant. And this is gonna be a big problem. In the upcoming version 3.0, we will add fear resistant into the Palantir. So Palantir, as you guys know, is not the most useful ability. I would consider as Palantir as the worst ability in the game. From all factions, it's just like the least impactful one. Yeah, it gives you vision control and also movement speed, but in most cases, I does the same thing. Besides the movement speed, it gives you also leadership and combat experience. Land is better than Palantir, draft is better than Palantir, heal is better than Palantir. So long story short, Palantir by far the worst ability in the game. That's why in the version 3.0 it will get a big buff, especially for the circumstances in the patch 2.22 with the fear effects. So Lurtz's fear resistance will be removed from his leadership, but Palantir will now grant the player fear resistant, which makes this matchup, especially against Mordor, way more playable, but the player has to invest a power point into that. You don't get anything for free. You see? Imagine like you have like the Palantir here. But this combo is not good against Mordor. Not only it's more expensive because pikemen, they cost more money than the Uruks, but also the pikemen in the front, they are not doing anything, you know, they don't do anything. They're even weak against orcs. So this combo is weak against anything, but maybe against movement kills it's not bad. It's gonna call it, by the way. Mordor is now gonna be unstoppable. Fishy calls it also. That's gonna be the game number 2. To be honest, I was expecting a longer stream. What is this texture, man? This is looking horrible. What is this? This is so bad. Okay, Gondor against Rohan. What is happening? Oh boy. Blacksmith farm opening for Fishy. And Yoda likes to play Rohan a lot. So definitely one of his favorite factions, I believe, in the patch 2.2 also. It's a pretty good faction. It's a bit nerfed in the early game, but it's buffed in the mid to late game. So busy nowadays. I mean, glad you found the time to actually tune in, my friends. Appreciate it. I'm also sick, but I hosted this event, so I have responsibility. What is this, dudes? It's unbelievable, man. Holy guacamole. I will never install mods again. Peregrine took. Is he trying to base rush? That's the one thing you need to do against Yoda. Yoda likes to base rush, so you need to close your gate. I can see the potential in Yoda to get some Rohirrim and go into the base from Gondor. Luckily for Fishing, this building is the only citadel in the game that can shoot. Remember the Rohan, Isengard and Mordor citadels, they cannot shoot, but Gondor can, because Gondor must stand. Deaf, my friends. I'm deaf. Okay? So, that's gonna be early stable from Yoda. The stable, of course, from the, you know, Rohan faction is cheaper than from the Gondor faction. And for that reason, what is this draft picture? Everything is... What is this heal picture? What am I watching, dude? How Rohan is strong in late game? It's simple. Because in this current version of the patch 2.22, the Trebuchet are nerfed. The fire rate of the Trebuchet is slow in compared to the movement speed of the units. So basically, if Rohan player is paying attention, he will never get hit by the Trebuchet Firestone. It also deals less damage against horses and against heroes. So when you would play this matchup in 1.06, the Trebuchet spam would be the end of Rohan. Because it can even kill Aragorn, for example, right? Now you can't. And also Spear Throw from Elma is buffed, hardcore buffed in the 2.22. So even when you go for Elma in the mid game, you can easily level him up to level 4 in this matchup. You know, spear throwing over and over again, you get easily levels. You can always kill a Gondor Knight regardless how much leadership he has. And your army, I mean, Rohan requires more micro, definitely. Rohan player has to play good, but you can easily get Elma level 4. When you do this kind of smart, you can also passively level up your Theoden simultaneously. So every time you throw a spear, you put Theoden next to Elma, and you get experience. And the second you get Elma level 4, Theoden level 4, Gondor cannot fight you anymore. It's impossible. Whatever Gondor does, he can't fight you. Whatever army he's bringing onto the table against double horse leadership, you can fight. When he brings Trebuchet are nerfed so many times actually. They give you now more experience when you destroy them too. So killing Trebuchet is way more rewarding than it was in 1.06. But this matchup was way better for Rohan in the early game in the 1.06. Now it's harder for Rohan because your peasant spam is not going to be that effective anymore. Okay, the farm has been taken down. Gondor Knight number 2, the first one is creeping. Rohan is not, I mean, it's a mistake from Yoda to send the Rohirrim forward like this. When you fight horse against horse, you don't want to use the wedge formation. Wedge formation is bad when you want to fight against horses because armor is better than damage. Hobbit, Peregrine took, or Merrier Brandyburg, I mean. Be careful! I mean, Rohan has 6 heroes, other factions have 2. I mean, every faction has different, you know, it's like unique. Like, with this logic, every faction should have the same units, the same heroes. Then it's boring, then you can play Rohan against Rohan all the time, you know? Every faction has the strength and weaknesses. You can definitely win with every faction against every faction in this game. Every faction can beat any other faction. It depends on how you micro and macro. That's the decision making, the knowledge, the macro and micro. That's what matters, you know. You can make any weak unit strong when you micro. Oh well, look at this. He stole all the money. I mean, Yora is not doing a good job creeping. That's not the way you want to play this, actually. Oh my goodness, I can't watch this, man. I can't watch this. TF happened to the Rohan base texture-wise. Does Balinduru's girlfriend affect this? No, man. Balinduru's girlfriend can't do this. She has no permission. But what happened is I downloaded a mod and I wanted to disable the mod, but I couldn't. And then I uninstalled the mod from my PC fully. And now the mod messed up my files, my texture files. It looks odd. Rohan Mortar would be nice. Yeah, of course, man. It's, you know, it's RNG, right? It's all about luck. Sometimes you pick random, and random you get to play Rohan against Isengard. It's also a very good matchup. But in this scenario, we got 2 games with Mordor against Isengard and 1 game with Gondor against Rohan. So not the most entertaining matchups in the game. Eoma. Even a different picture for Eoma. You see, you can always one-shot. I mean, they have no armor, but even when they would have armor, it doesn't matter. You can always one-shot. And you can see with 3 kills, you get level 2. So leveling up this 2 to level 4 is really not challenging. You know, it's not hard. It takes some time, but it's not hard.
How tragic.
How tragic. Well, even with GC and Eoma level 4, you can throw it up, as I've shown. Yeah, I mean, it's really hard. You need to... In your particular case, you kind of throw your Glorious Charge away. I remember the game, you was using Glorious Charge here, Angel, to kill 1 Gondor Knight only. So by the time the opponent was here, your Glorious Charge was on cooldown, so you had to wait. You had to wait for them to destroy your parts of the wall that puts pressure on you, and then you need to engage. And you use land. I mean, like some common mistakes you should never do. You don't want to use land first. Why would you use land? You have more leadership anyway. So... like basically, guys, the purpose of the Elven Wood is to use it when your opponent has more leadership than you do. But in your case, you had more leadership. You had Aragorn, Eoma leadership, Theoden, Glorious Charge. He had only Gandalf leadership. His Boromir and Faramir were level 3. So you using the land handicapped you way more than him. Because he insta-covered the land, and on his land you have no leadership. Boom. You see almost level 3? Just keep fighting. Gondor is taking over the map though. Rohan is playing so slow, going for the armory next, but Gondor is almost 3k in the bank. Here's the power points for Gandalf the White. And in a few minutes from now, it's gonna come to the table. Don't lose Theoden to Gondor Knights, don't do this. But they have upgrades, yes. It looks unpleasant, true. I mean, I can't even watch the Rohan base. Well, looks like that mod was a Morgoth agent. No, I used to play this mod also in the past. I don't know what happened. It was kind of odd. So in order to play this mod, you need to enable the patch 1.06. I did that. Then this mod comes with a launcher, so you can enable and disable the mod. I enabled the mod, wanted to take a look into something, and then I quit the mod. I wanted to open the launcher to disable the mod, but then I couldn't disable. The disable function was not available anymore. So I was like, screw it. I'm gonna uninstall the mod completely. I did that, but apparently okay, you can fight this maybe. Eoma, almost level 4, 2 more spears. 2 more spears, and he's going to be level 4. Theoden, I mean, again, it requires micro. So you wanna put Theoden next to Eoma as he's throwing this spear. When Theoden is staying next to Eoma, he will share experience, and you can this way level up way faster. Boom. You see, you always one shot. This is a huge buff for Eoma. You could, I mean, this was not like this in 1.06. The idea is to enable strategies which were disabled in 1.06. Because Eoma was a hero, you either rush him at the beginning or you don't recruit him at all. Because the chances that you're gonna hit him level 4 was quite low, you know. And the spear throw was useless. You could only kill the banner carrier. That gives you the chance to back kill Gondor Knights, or War Riders, or Rohirrim. You can one-shot them all. But there comes Gandalf the Grey. But here's the power points for Gandalf the White. Went for the Elvenwood, there comes Gandalf the White. Dude, everything is different. Even the pictures are different. D-Mac, can you help me later on to fix my game? I don't know what's going on, boys. I'm sorry. And now, what now? And now what? Sveshko, what's up? Of course, of course. On the people, You can't one-shot Eoma, dude. By the way, he's level 4. Oh, he's gonna miss it. Or maybe not. Maybe. Is he gonna kill the full battalion? No, okay. But look at the minimap in the meantime. Gondor is taking over the map. So again, you need to play this better with Rohan. I'm being honest. So Rohan has to play better. Because what people are doing always, that's a mistake from Rohan players, I think. They keep all the army together in one place. And they kind of have the feeling, oh, there is a Gandalf, I need to kill him.
Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
But in reality, you want to split up your Rohirrim a little bit. You want to, have like 2-3 Rohirrim split it up for map control. Then you want to have an army with like 1-2 Rohirrim and Rohirrim archers and your heroes that is capable of, fighting against Gandalf. What are you doing, Yoda? What are you doing? Oh my goodness, man. The old man couldn't turn. This was a perfect opportunity for a Wizard Blast. I'm telling you. Perfect opportunity. Like, when you play against Gondor, you need to know how to deal with Gandalf. Really good Rohan players, they know that. They will never give you the chance to blast them. Never give you the chance to do that. A good Rohan player will not let you do that, You will not get one good Wizard Blast against good Rohans. But if you do this, what you are doing, then it's over. Because you can never... GG, please.